Hey there, Michael Scanzello with ThriveMeWild.com. I want to challenge you this year. Is there something that you want to do that you're not doing right now? Do you wish that you knew how to do it? How to move yourself into action to get it done? I'm going to go over the 7 steps to getting it done. Whatever that thing is you want to do, you want to accomplish. And here's step number 1. The first thing to do is get really clear on your values and your purpose, on what you want and why you want it. So think about whatever you want to create, and then you can't just think about it like, oh, I'd like to earn money. Like, who doesn't say I'd like to earn money? I'd like to make $100,000 this year. Something that's aligned with your values and your purpose. And purpose is not to be this big fancy thing. I've read a lot about it, and it seems like there's a lot of different things about it out there that seem to make it this esoteric thing, like finding your purpose or your calling or your vocation. I go at it from the viewpoint of something that interests you, something you're curious about. You're just like, let me look at this a little bit closer. Like, that's interesting. You know, you could take just research online about whatever it is you're interested in, find out information about it, see if you want to dig a little deeper, take a class on it. You want to, eventually pursue it as a career, go for it. But it doesn't have to be anything big and crazy and profound. Like me becoming a magician, which if you don't know my story, I've been a magician for 11 years. It wasn't like I consciously said I want to be a magician. I mean, I thought about like, hey, that's a pretty cool thing. And I started reading about magicians and getting excited about it, and kept thinking about the idea of doing something impossible and how people would freak out and go, wow, that's amazing. But it was never a conscious thing to, like, the rest of my life, I'm going to work hard to be a professional magician. Just something I kept playing around with, and I kept coming back into my mind, and I couldn't get rid of it. Actually, I tried not to do it, and I just kept doing it. So when you have something like that you just keep doing even when you try not to do it, you try not to think about it, and it pops into your head anyway, you just go after that. So for me, last year, my big accomplishment was this card routine that I came out with, Anomaly. It's the name of this original card routine I did for the magic community. Went out to 60 countries, impacted people all over the world. I was really humbled to have that experience, very honored. And it was just something that I wanted to do. I didn't know if I was going to make much money at it. I figured I'd at least break even because I was going to work with a distributor, but I didn't know what was really going to happen out of it. I just felt like this is something I've worked on for so long and thought about so much. I'm going to put it out there. So I did, and it did well. It did very well. So think about what that thing is you want, that you can look back at the end of this year and you'll say, man, I'm so glad I did that thing this year that made my year significant. Number 2, you need to have a really good reason for why you're getting up every day. Why do you bother getting up every day? Besides that you got to pay the bills, besides that it's more fun than sitting in bed all day, because at some point you get tired of sitting in bed all day, right? But get really clear on that. Remember what gets you up every day. Remember what pushes you outside of your comfort zone. Because that's where all the growth and all the improvement comes. That's where you're going to do something significant this year, is by doing something that's a little bit outside of your comfort zone. And the way to do that is get really clear on what it is you want to do. And because I saw my dad kind of struggle to do different things in his life, he pursued these marketing degrees. He never really did anything with it. And I feel like he left something in the tank. He didn't quite do everything he wanted to do. No, he did a lot of great things. He was a great guy, took good care of me and my sister. He was a great husband to my mom. So he was a great guy. He had a great life. I'd be honored to live a life that he lived and do what he did. But you still feel like there was something that wasn't quite complete there. And I don't want to live that way. I want to live like I put it all out there. Whether it's something goofy, like me wearing this goofy hat, sitting in my basement, and my battery's about to run out of charge, and there was a heater going off in the background earlier, and there was a dog that might be barking upstairs. All these crazy things going on in my life, and who's going to even watch this video? I have no idea who's going to watch this video, but I'm doing it anyway because I want to put it out there. Which just gets me to number three, simplify. Be the worst at something. Everybody always tries to think, when you think about this lofty goal you have for the year, something significant and meaningful in your life that you want to do for the year, and you overdo it. You think like it has to be profound, or it has to be something, I'm going to lose so much weight, or I'm going to do this or that. But if you try to be the worst, if you're trying to lose weight, you say, instead of trying to lose 80 pounds, I'm going to try to lose 1 pound. Not that you're aiming small at it, but you're like, if I fall short or if I don't do it right, that's okay too. Or not so much in the end goal that you want. I mean, dream big, make your end goal big. I want to lose 80 pounds, but make your immediate goal, like today, it's not a big goal of like, I'm going to work out for 2 hours. Because if I work out for 2 hours every day, I'm going to lose 80 pounds by the end of the year. That's a crazy thing though. But if I try to be the worst at something, it means like, I'm going to work out for 5 minutes today. If I just work out for 5 minutes today, then eventually I'll want to work out maybe a little bit longer, but I'll be consistent at losing weight. And eventually I'll lose 80 pounds. Whether I do it this year or next year, I'm going to lose the weight. It's going to happen. If I do it every day, it's got to happen, right? And that's the big thing, is making it consistent by being the worst at it. You know, that every day when I go into a video like this, and I write my thoughts down, I write a little outline of what I'm going to say. It might not be as profound as what might happen on my good day when my mind's a little clearer, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to put it out there. Just say, heck, something good's going to come of it somewhere along the way. So be the worst. It takes the weight off your shoulders to not have to be so attached to the outcome and to what the result's going to be or what people will think of it. You're just more focused on the work itself. You're focused on just, I am going to try my best, but then I'm going to let go. And hey, if I'm the worst, I'm the worst. It's okay. It's not going to kill me. If I put out a bad video, it's not going to kill me. Some people might not want to watch it. Maybe the next one will be better. Who cares? Number 4, big one, really simple. Put it out there. Just put it out there. You know, I have over 100 blog topics or posts I've started to write in my note app on my phone. I have Google Drive full of hundreds of documents that I haven't shared with anyone. Thoughts that I've had that can't impact anyone's life, not even a single person, because I didn't put it out there. So I'm putting it out there. I'm putting some of my thoughts out there. So put out there what you have inside of you. Because remember, if people don't see it, if it's something you're thinking in your head, like, oh, I have this idea for a business, or this thing I want to do in my career, I want to take it further, but you're not doing it, it's invisible. It doesn't exist. It's not there. No one else sees it except you. And that's great. That's awesome. Vision, you know, that dream, that's the first step. But then putting it out there, putting action behind it, taking that step is going to get you closer, right? It's going to get you there little by little. That's the real thing, just consistent, little by little, to get where you want to go. And yeah, people might not like it, but you're going to learn. And we're going to talk about what to do when you hit a roadblock. Like, people don't like it, or you're not happy with what you did, but you're being the worst, so you're okay with it. You're letting go of the outcome. Brings me to step number 5. This is the thing about goal setting. I think that gets a lot of people stuck, is the time limit, right? And it's good to set a time limit on your goals, 90 days or in 3 weeks, or in, this month I want to do this. For me, it's like by the end of the month, I want to have my website up and have 6 vlog videos or articles up about my topic about overthinking. And that's good to have. But if I don't make it, that doesn't matter, because there really is no time limit. When you go back to number 1 and number 2, step 1, step 2, about your your values and your purpose and why you're doing it, when you get super clear about that, about what you're doing, why you're doing it, there is no limit. Whether you do it in a year or 2 years, doesn't matter. How many years have gone by and you haven't done what you want to do? What if it takes you an extra year? So what? So it's okay to set a time limit, because again, being the worst means you don't have to do it in that year. I don't have to earn 6 figures this year. It means that's just a thing I'd like to do. That's a goal I'm setting. It's getting me moving in a direction. It's getting me looking at an outcome. But then there's really no time limit, because life goes on, right? I mean, life ends at some point. Everybody's life ends. That's a fact of life. But until then, it goes on. And the best you can do is the best you have today, the best thoughts, the best actions you have today, of putting yourself out there and being true, being genuine, because you are awesome. You are powerful. And you're the only you in the history of the world. So you need to be you, because nobody else is going to be you. So you need to just do it. But just think about this question. What is worth spending the rest of your life on? If you can figure out the answer to that question, what is it worth spending for the rest of my life to work on? For me, it's impacting others, to get them to stop overthinking. So much of my life, I'm 41 years old now, a good third of my life, if I live really long, right, or more than a third of my life, has been spent, a lot of it, overthinking and not doing things I really wanted to do. So if I can impact others and just share that message and have them really do something they've always wanted to do and stop overthinking, I feel my life has been significant. That's something I can do for the rest of my life. There's no time limit on that. What is there no time limit on in your life that you really want to do? And start small. Again, be the worst. If it seems profound and you're trying to find something meaningful, just start something small. Like, what? I've always wanted to go fishing, for whatever reason, and you just go fishing. You research about it. You just go out to a local little pond and you get a stick or something with a little string with a hook, a little piece of hamburger or hot dog on there, and you just fish. Maybe you don't even catch a fish that day, but so what? You went fishing. Just do something little today. But what if I pick the wrong career? What if I have the wrong person in my life? What if I write the wrong book, Michael? What if I go after that thing that I thought I wanted, and then I found out it wasn't really what I wanted, and I'm not happy. I'm not fulfilled. Because there probably were things in your life, right? You thought you wanted. You took lessons. Maybe when you were a kid, I took piano lessons, and I thought I wanted to play piano, and I enjoy playing piano, but I didn't enjoy the practice. And if it really is something that's not right for you, we're going to go after what to do, how to understand, how to decide and figure out when it's not right. So the next thing we're going to talk about, number six, is going to be what to do when it's not right. So you're not wasting your time. There's no time limit. You don't want to spend it doing something that you go look back on your life and go, why did I spend it that way? Why didn't I do something different with it? So it's this. There's no wrong career, wrong marriage, wrong relationship, wrong business. It's all experience. And it's the dream versus the reality. Right? So you start out with the dream, right? You have your values, you have your purpose, your why you're doing it, why you keep trying at it. You get really clear, because I don't want to leave anything in the tank for me. I want to show my son he can live his full potential. I want to have that resource to have that financial stability. This is the why for me, whatever your why is. But then when you get down to it, you're going after this specific thing, and you get stuck. I think of like a corn maze or like a hedge maze. If you look at it straight down the sides and you see the end part, right at the end, it looks like a dead end. There's nowhere to go from here. I've hit a dead end. In my magic career, to be honest, I've hit a little bit of a dead end. There's kind of a ceiling where I feel like there's only so much I can do because it's all attached to time and place. I have to be at a certain time at a certain place to perform my magic show. I love all of that, but I don't love the income potential that's being kind of limited by a time and a place. So for me, it looked like a dead end. But then I saw possibilities. Because when you get closer in the corn maze or the hedge maze, you realize as you walk closer, as you step closer, that there's an opening on either side. You can go to the left, or you can go to the right. There's an opening. And that opening is, as you get closer to something, you realize, maybe this isn't really what I want. Like being a magician is great. Maybe I really don't want to travel, though, every time I have to pay the bills. I want to travel when I want to. So that means I have to earn more money, or I have to do a different kind of a job I can do from anywhere in the world. That's why I want to help coach people and impact people by teaching them about how not to overthink. I can do it from anywhere in the world. I can call somebody up on the phone. We can Skype, and I can help somebody. I saw an opening, an opportunity. So the fantasy was, I want to be a magician, and I want to just perform magic for the rest of my life and make a good living at it. But the reality is, I got closer to that fantasy. I saw the things that I had to do, the person I had to become, wasn't who I wanted to be. It was too much focused on me, my performance. And I realized this connection I make with people is what I really care about, what's really important to me. So I put more focus on that. And I saw an opportunity, because I was so close to it, I saw an opportunity to take that left turn and say, I'm going to coach people. So there's never a dead end. It's always a left turn or a right turn. You're just looking at that short view in the hedge maze. And if it is still something you want to do, and a great way I've heard from different people is, if you're not sure if what you're working on, you're working towards, is what you really want anymore. If you think, well, if I had it today, if I accomplish it today, would I feel good about it? Would I be satisfied and be like, yeah, that's what I want? When I get the outcome, the result, is that still what I want? And if you can honestly say yes, then you keep going at it. But if you're saying like, no, I really don't want it anymore, why am I doing it? Maybe you're doing it for the wrong reason, maybe the wrong why. You're doing it to prove something to your family, prove something to your parents, prove them wrong, or prove your teachers wrong. I'll prove you wrong that I didn't need to go after that career that you told me I had to. I'm going to do something else. Or that business I want to start. I'm going to prove them wrong that I can do this business. But if it's not for the right reasons, that you really want to enjoy that business, enjoy the journey and the person you're becoming along the way, then maybe it's not for you anymore, And that's okay. Because that means there's a new dream that's related to that experience you've had that you can use. And number 7, this is the most important one, so I left it for number 7. There is no self-made man or woman. So just ask for help. That's it. 3 little letters, ask for help. Everything I've achieved important in my life, I've asked for help. Whether it's been in school, you think of, I was like a so-so student. Actually, I was a remedial student in grade school. I did some kind of standardized test. I did really badly on it. And I had to take these really remedial reading classes where I had like a viewfinder and I was reading one word at a time. I was sitting like in this basement learning how to tell time on a clock and how to count and do basic mathematics, the subtraction and adding, especially subtraction. That was really hard. I was behind other people. I wasn't as smart. But then by listening, by just imagining, well, could I study a little bit more? Could I do a little bit better? And listening in class to the teacher, getting that help, I did better. And I actually got in the smart kids class, the honor class I got into in 5th grade, from 4th grade into 5th grade. And that was so exciting by just working a little bit harder, by just asking for help, by listening a little bit more to the teacher and applying myself. I was able to do what I wanted to do and achieve something that seemed kind of impossible at the time. Another story where I had to ask for help. Back in 2013, I talked to a friend of mine, and it was a different routine with a ring and a rubber band called pi like a circle, the ratio of the circumference to the diameter. I'll probably put a little clip of it up on the screen here. And I achieved that. That came out and became a real thing that I got to share with 60 countries, with the magic community, because I asked a friend of mine, Eric Jones, and I said, I was just like, how could I do this? Or how could I go about it? How do you think I could fund this? Or how much should I spend on a video? And he gave me some advice. So the point is, I was able to impact people literally around the world just by asking for a little bit of help. If I never asked for a little bit of help, I might not have gotten the momentum, the little tips and things to keep pursuing it further and asking more people to see my video of the routine I was working on, comment on it, tell me what they thought. That was some really well-respected magicians saying some really nice things that kept me going, kept that momentum going to make it a reality. So you have the ability to make something important you want to do this year a reality by asking for help. I'll leave you with this final thought. You have your thoughts, you have your actions, and you have your personality. So when you go out there and thrive and live your full potential, you empower others to do the same. So go out there, follow those 7 steps, do something meaningful this year that you want to do, and you're going to stop overthinking, you're going to start doing. It's going to be an incredible year. I'm excited for you. Comment below, did something strike a chord with you? Is it something you're going to put into action right away? Are you already doing it? And do you have an idea for something that would actually make this year significant for you? Share that down below as well. Love to hear it. And stay in touch, and also go to thrivemewild.com. There'll be lots more free content like this.